Live from the happiest place in the Lone Star State, welcome back to the Talking Mickey Project. TMP is your home for Disney fans of all abilities. Now, it's your host, Emma.
Hey everyone!
Here she is. She got new hair. What do you think? Got a new intro too.
Yeah.
New backdrop kind of intro thing there. Isn't that cool? How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
How are you doing tonight?
Well,
Fine? Good. Good.
I think I might do that with a cat.
Well, I see Kathleen is here. Mary is here. And then T-Town Mary Ellen is here.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize the
right.
name back there.
And Mike is here. Good to see you, Mike.
Jonathan is here.
Jonathan is here. That is awesome. I am here as well, saying hi to Mike.
I was here earlier.
Emma is here as well. There she is right there.
Yeah.
So tonight we have Kathleen says cool hair.
Thank you.
Monica's here. Hey, Monica.
Hey, Monica.
Good to see you. Miss Iris is here.
We missed y'all at the event last night.
That's right. There was a fundraiser for a disability SA last night that Emma and her mom went to, along with some friends, right?
Yeah.
That was cool. All righty. Well, tonight we have a very cool interview. Part 1 of 2.
2 is tomorrow night.
Number 2 is set as a premiere for tomorrow night. So make sure you watch.
And mark your calendar.
7 p.m. tomorrow night is part 2. And
Hey, Patrick.
there is Patrick. Patrick is one of Emma's moderators, along with Mike Klemovich. So thank you both for doing that.
Patrick, are you cut out rated PG-13?
No.
Or rated B?
They're saying just please be respectful in the chat, of course. All righty. So, Emma, run of show. How do we get this train on the tracks? Get rolling forward. What are we doing? Well, what's first?
Okay.
Slide intro? Oh, well. So we did the intro, right?
We only put a few comments.
Welcome and put some comments. We did that.
Yeah.
Show what's coming up next. So, well, tonight, as you know, part 1 of Brian from Brian and Amanda, and you're going to really enjoy this one. Yeah. If you've seen their live streams, and even if you haven't, you're going to love the story that Brian tells. He talks about his disability and other things related to how they got started doing YouTube and everything. And part 2 goes into even more, along with the fun 5 questions that Emma always asks. That's going to be part of tomorrow night's interview. So stay tuned for tonight. You don't want to miss this part either. All righty. So here we this weekend, Saturday night. Horizons weekly family trivia night with Epcot Center attractions. Last Saturday night, Emma and Mary did Journey into Imagination. This weekend, it's going to be Horizons. And then that's on the 12th. And on the 16th, next Wednesday night, is Emma's interview with Kevin Lively, former Imagineer and all-around creative dude. Right? You're going to enjoy that too. These are really cool interviews. He and his wife
are creative.
Well, that's right. He and his wife are. They work on projects together also. Good point, Emma. Thank you.
I wish them good luck for their future project as well.
They do what?
I wish them both good luck.
Oh, yeah.
For their future project as well.
Yes, I'm sure they're going to do well. They've written books together. They've done lots of other things, right? It's been cool. All righty. So what's next on your list? So we talked about what's coming. And then we talk about sponsors, supporters. We have some new graphics as well. So got to put the red Mickey balloon up there. Let us know what you think about that. So Emma's supporters are 1, Storybook Trips by Bridget Langford. Bridget is our Disney travel planner, and she organizes all of our Disney trips, Disneyland, Disney World. She's a friend of the family along with her husband, right? And they also went on a Disney trip with us most recently. So if you need someone to help you with navigating all the new stuff that Disney has, contact Bridget at storybooktrips.com, or you can even email her at bridget.langford@storybooktrips.com, right? And then also Beyond Disability Texas. This is Emma's mom's podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah.
She has lined up.
Working on it.
Hold on. We need something else here. We need fireworks. Fireworks, because guess what? Emma's mom has lined up new interviews for her channel.
Look.
For Beyond Disability Texas. We've got some new interviews coming. She scheduled them. You're going to see new stuff on the channel. It's going to be more information about resources for special needs families. Congratulations to Emma's mom for getting moving.
Congratulations, Mommy.
Yeah, that's great. And we also wanted to thank people who are now Emma's Patreon supporters.
Look, you'll see them at the end of the video.
That's right, Miss Natalie J. and Sir Willow and Mike Klimovich. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Sir Willow. Thank you, Miss Natalie, for supporting Emma's channel.
Yeah.
There you go. And for Patreon supporters, we are doing a Q&A just for funsies and answer any questions last Sunday of the month. And Sir Willow's going to help us with doing that. Isn't that cool?
My buddy.
Your buddy, Sir Willow. All right. So there is Brian. Brian is also one of Emma's moderators. So thank you, Mr. Brian, for being here.
Hey,
Melissa Mousetalk is here. Good evening.
And Charlie. Charlie, if you're new here, you get your very own first circle button.
So we think you might be new, Charlie. So we're going to give you a virtual first visit button.
I also think you're all the right train.
And John is back. Good to see you, John. And do we miss anybody? Nope, I don't think we missed anybody. So it is time to get cracking on the interview. Are you ready, kids?
All right, Captain. Welcome back quick for everyone who grew up with SpongeBob.
Yes.
Not going to kill Charlie like me.
Oh, my goodness.
You know I'm a year older than the cartoon and stuff.
Okay, so are y'all ready?
Well,
are y'all ready for the interview? Brian from Brian and Amanda is coming at you. 1, 2, 3. Bibbidi bobbidi.
Welcome, Mr. Brian, to my show.
Hey, Emma. How's it going? Good to see you.
Never know.
You're good now.
It was on the headset, so I just know it's good.
Yeah, we adjusted. We're good to go now.
All right, perfect. I'm ready to go. You guys, you guys got some tough questions for me. I'm ready to answer whatever questions you have. Hit me with them.
There you go. All right, here we go.
It's an honor to be here.
Whoa.
Well, we're thanking you for doing it because we've been looking forward to this. Thanks for the time. All right, you ready for number one? All right, here's number one.
When did you become a Disney fan?
I think even as a kid, we're always Disney fans. I mean, we grew up with Mickey, we grew up with Donald, and Donald throwing his fits when things don't go right. I even remember going through my 20s when Aladdin came out. That I'm showing you how old I am. Or when Beauty and the Beast came out. I think we're always Disney fans, right?
Yeah.
And so and even as an adult, they would come out with a movie, Lion King or Toy Story or something like that. I'm at the video. I was at Best Buy or whatever, or the store to buy the DVD when it came out. And I think we're always Disney fans. So I think as long as I've been alive, I've been a Disney fan.
When Emma was,
I think we still have a VHS tape.
We may have some VHSs. That was what we bought when you were little.
Yeah. I have some in a box somewhere, and a VCR still, believe it or not.
Emma, the first time she went to Disney World, she was 4, but we lived not far from a city, right? So at the time, we live in a city now, but we lived outside of one before, and then we would drive to this mall to go to the Disney store.
Yeah,
it's been 20 years ago.
That was in that time.
Yeah, but the thing was, Emma at that time, she was probably 3. She would call it going to Disney World, or we're going to go to Disney World, and it was the store. Yeah. So the first time we went, it was like, yes, we're going to Disney World, and oh, by the way, we're really going to Disney World. So that was her surprise.
I tell you, that Disney store, when you got all those plushes in the middle of the store, that was like the place I would go right to. I was look at all those plushes, man. It was awesome.
I miss it. Yeah, we had one here in San Antonio until last year,
North Star.
Yeah,
and then they closed it. Yeah.
I know. So sad.
Oh goodness. All right, you ready for number 2? There's number 2.
What were your first memories of visiting a Disney park?
So sadly, I didn't get a chance to go to a Disney park until my 20s. And the first time I experienced Disney was Magic Kingdom and Epcot. And then a few years later, I went to MGM Studios because it was MGM back then.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of great memories. Like I remember, being in Magic Kingdom and riding some of the rides there. It was so amazing. I still have, one of my favorite things to do because things constantly change, right? Especially Disney. I love getting the park maps, and I keep them and I put them in a box and they stay in a box, and then years later I'll look at that box. Well, I looked at a box the other day, and I had one from 1992, and it was right before Splash Mountain opened.
Oh wow.
And on the map it says coming summer 1992.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, holy crap, because I thought that had always been around, right? And your memory, you don't remember every little detail. And we're talking about something that was 30 years ago, and I'm looking at that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing was even there that time we went. And I remember getting on Tower of Terror. I had no idea what Tower of Terror was going to do. I hadn't seen any of the commercials. I hadn't seen anything. I didn't know it was going to drop me. And I was a 20-year-old guy, so my interests were in other places. And so in that particular time, there was a girl that was with us. I was trying to impress and everything. And I'm getting on the ride. I have no idea what's about to happen. I'm still clueless about what's going on. And of course, I'm just kind of going through the motions at 20-year-old. And then that ride does what it does. And I'm having a heart attack. And I get off this ride, and I have what we call spaghetti legs, where they're like Jello. And I'm holding on to rails, whatever I can get my hands onto. And I am like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm ever riding that again. And then I went ahead and did it again, and I've loved it ever since. It's one of my favorite rides. And if you don't know what's coming, I will say that ride's 100 times better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But every time I think about Disney, I think about that ride, and I still get some butterflies, little scared butterflies in the pit of my stomach before I get on that ride. And then once it happens and the first drop, I'm over it and I'm laughing. You can every time we do a stream and I do the stream from Tower of Terror, I am constantly just laughing. I'm having the greatest time. And it's one of those times. Usually when I'm on a coaster, I don't react because I want people to be able to have an interactive moment as if they're there, not me. But in Tower of Terror, I can't help it. I'm in that moment. It's so much fun.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I think it's rare when you go, when you go relatively often, it's rare to be able to have an opportunity to ride something new.
Yeah.
And this past trip, we got to do Ratatouille, which was brand new for us.
Great ride.
And, that was really cool because,
Mhm.
and we got to do Frozen. All the years it's been open, we've never ridden the Frozen attraction.
Yeah.
Because of the lines usually.
Yeah.
But, what?
But I know what the maelstrom remnants.
The what? Oh, she noticed some maelstrom remnants. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, there's a lot of it still there. What's funny is I went to Epcot in 91. Was it 91 or 90? I forget what year it was.
Oh.
And I remember being at Epcot the first time. I didn't get it. I'm there. We just been to Magic Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom's just got all these rides. Magic Kingdom is just an explosion of fun, right?
Yeah.
You're coming around that corner and you see you're coming around the corner of Main Street and you see the castle and everything. And I'm at Epcot. I just don't get it. I'm like, why? And I wish I would have walked around. It's one of my biggest regrets in life that I did not walk around Epcot and go look at some of those things. I guarantee you, I probably could have rode Figment with Dreamfinder
Yeah.
I probably could have seen so much, and it's one of my biggest Disney regrets. And but yeah, it's fun being able to see the rides and do the rides that we're able to do, and I feel very, very lucky. But man, there's a lot of things I would love to get in I love to get in Doc Brown's time machine from Back to the Future, go back and ride some of those rides that I never got a chance to ride.
I wish, for Emma, I wish she could do, Horizons and World of Motion and the original Journey into Imagination.
But there are videos out there.
Well, there are videos. Melissa's, Emma's mom and I were there we marched in one of the 10 Centennial parades on the 10th anniversary with our school band. I was, I guess, 7th grade or something. I don't know. But that's the year we also went to Epcot. So we went in 82.
Yeah.
It probably would have been, I guess, probably summer because we were leaving, probably would have been out of school, or maybe spring. But I remember some of those, and then a little bit after that. But as much as Emma loves history, if you could do that, you'd freak. You would love how cool it was, because there was so many animatronics and original music and all that stuff, So
I will tell you, if you love history and you love Disney, Disneyland is your park.
Yeah.
The fact that you can walk right up to Walt's apartment, you can't get in, but you can still see that light.
Yeah.
It is really special. You can feel Walt all over that park, and it's got such a great feeling to it. I can't wait to go back. I really can't. And I remember, kind of going back to your question, I remember there was a short period of time in life where I lived in Vegas, and we would drive down to Disneyland. And I never looked at Disneyland like that. Not until I got into YouTube did I really, I was there as if I was just there on a regular park day at any park. And I didn't really get the history at that point. And this last time, I just soaked it all in. I mean, sitting in that park bench, facing the firehouse, kind of where you could see the firehouse and Main Street. Because I've seen pictures of Walt sit there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, that park is so special to me now. I wish I would have really appreciated that more those times in the early 2000s when I would go. Because what a beautiful, special park that place is.
We've only gone once, but we're planning to get back, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's number 3.
Okay.
What made you decide to become a Disney YouTuber?
It's a great question. I still remember watching YouTubers. In 2015, Amanda was watching the Tim Tracker. She was watching Spokesman, who is a live streamer.
Yeah.
And some other, Disney food blog and stuff like that. And I remember, just kind of like chuckling about it. I'm just like, Amanda, who's this guy that sounds like Kermit? Tim. And I'm like, why does he have that mustache? I'm poking fun of it because that's what I do. And by the way, I think Tim's amazing. I think what he does is amazing. And I was still working at that time. My doctors were just telling me, you need to stop working. You really need to stop working. And at this point, I had already had my health issues. I'd gotten past it. And I was just working to get to where Amanda had gotten done with school so she could start working and then I could retire. And so once I retired, right before I retired, we went to Disney in 2016. And, and by this point, I had really gotten into watching Tim Tracker. I had really gotten into watching Spokesman and these other YouTubers. And so I remember that week, it was 2016 before, it was between Christmas and New Year's in 2016. And, we had gotten me a scooter. And we were going there every morning. It was these brisk, cool mornings. And I just said, man, I would love to do this every day. And of course, being in Texas, I never thought would happen. I never even brought it up to Amanda at that point because I was just like, okay, we're going to go home and then we'll get back into our routine.
Yeah.
And I never knew one of Amanda's dreams was to live near a Disney park. I never knew that. California's out because California is just so expensive.
Yeah.
But Florida, that's really where it started. And I never thought for a second I was going to do YouTube. I mean, I watched these guys here, and especially the live streamers, and I never understood how they could keep talking for hours.
Yeah.
And so I retired. I bought a pool table. I tried to find hobbies to keep my mind going. And it wasn't enough. So in 2019, we got annual passes to Disney World, even though we were still living in Houston. And I was like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. That's gonna be my hobby. And so we would come down, and I would just take a ton of video, which is what a lot of YouTubers that don't live it near Disney. They just come and they just get a ton of video.
Yeah.
And I would go home and I would try to make miles out of that, and then we would come back. Now we love Disney merch. We are absolutely nuts about Disney merch. So we were constantly, once we had the passes, we would constantly just do the drive. So we found out there was something at the Character Warehouse, or there was something at Shop or at World of Disney. We were doing that drive.
Ooh, that's a long drive.
What's that?
That's a long drive.
That's a long drive. You're talking about a 16-hour drive.
Yeah.
And then it just started to kind of go, and then I started really liking it. And then I remember we did a vlog about, Amanda had saw a wallet on someone's blog or vlog about the Character Warehouse, and she's like, "You want to go to Disney?" I'm like, "Heck yeah!" Because every time we went to the Character Warehouse, that meant I got a lot of crap. So I was cool with it. I'm like, "Yes, let's go. We're gonna go to Magic Kingdom. I'm gonna get more video, you know." And then it just snowballed from there. And then what happened was we were spending so much money driving down there, and then the hotels and everything. We're just like, we might as well just move. And then once we moved, it was always going to be vlogs. It was never going to be live streams. That's the funny thing about what's happened with our channel is I got contacted by another channel, and they were like, "Hey, I see your vlogs. I see that you're moving to Orlando. I need streamers." And I said, "Well, I'm not a streamer. I'm a vlogger." That's kind of where he goes, "But I want you to try it." And so we officially moved here in late December of 2019.
Okay.
And I said, "Look, I'm probably not going to want to do it, but I'll tell you what, I will go to Magic Kingdom and I will do a live, and we'll do it for an hour, and I'll tell you what I think. I'm probably not going to do it, so don't get your hopes up."
Okay.
I went live, and I was on cloud nine. There were hundreds of people in chat, and I am just having the time of my life. It's freezing at Magic Kingdom because by this point it's January.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really cold day. I mean, it was about 40 and it was blowing. I mean, the wind was just gusting. And I remember getting on People Mover, and I am freezing, and I didn't care. I was having so much fun. And that's when I came home and I said, "Amanda, we're doing live streams."
Yeah.
And that's honestly how we got our following too. That's exactly how we got our following. Because when you start doing YouTube, it takes a long time before that momentum kicks in to where you start getting your subscribers, and you start building up a following. And it happened for us really quick because of that other channel, because people just followed us over. But that's how it happened.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Now, when we were there this past time, Emma and I went to Magic Kingdom on a Sunday, just the two of us, and we did a live stream for the first time for about 2.5 hours. And for some reason, the gimbal was giving us fits at about 2.5 hours.
Been there.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem was. But at that point, I think we had realized this is not as easy as it seems.
No.
And that's probably enough for us. Let's just go have some fun. And what?
And when you look at the footage, click on the map, it was lagging.
Well, yeah, we had some, you learn like everybody when you watch live streams, you learn that there's some places where things lag.
Right, the hot marathon.
Yeah.
Oh
We were
yeah.
having some challenges like that, but we kind of
I've
thought that
got
was
some
going to
good stories about lag and how frustrated I was on Haunted Mansion. Let me tell you.
happen.
Once it starts and you can't see anything.
Yeah,
It's tough.
it's
It's
very
really,
dark.
really tough.
But I think both of us have a new appreciation for live streamers because
Yeah,
it is. You have to talk, you have
it's
to engage. It is
yeah.
fun, but it's work. It's not like a
Mm.
party the whole day long, you know?
I remember the first time I did a live stream, or the second time I did a live stream. After that one time, I went and did a live stream on our channel, which I'd never done a live stream before. And they had just opened up the Starbucks
Oh, goodness.
at Epcot.
Yeah.
And they had also just put up the sign for Ratatouille. But you had to be the one that has Gustav's, it's the Gustav sign.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you had to be in the Skyliner to see it.
Oh.
And so I did a live stream, and I was gonna just show off what is new at Epcot. And there's this thing, and then now there's the Starbucks. So I was out there for about 2 hours. There might have been 2 people in chat, and nobody's talking. So I'm doing all the talking, and I am. It is really tough to do a live stream, and that's where it's really hard is when there's nobody in chat.
Yeah.
The key to live streaming and how people, because I always wondered this, how do people do it in chat? I mean, how do you keep the conversation going? You feed off your chat. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So the more you got in there, the more they're talking, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
And if all else fails, you got an amazing park to show.
That's right.
And I think one of the biggest mistakes live streamers make is they have to know when to talk and when to let the park talk. I think those are very important things. I'm not sure about you guys, but one of my biggest pet peeves when I watch a live streamer is when they're on an attraction and they talk. That's where you got to let Pirates talk or Haunted Mansion talk or Small World talk. That's not your time. That's the park's time to shine. And that's what your viewers came to see.
Well, and I think what you said, it was probably yesterday morning, before we were recording this, where it was, I can't remember which one it was, but it was sort of like, I'm still, I would just want to let you guys know I'm still monitoring the chat, but I'm not talking because we're on the attraction. I'll catch up when we get off. And to me, that was like, oh, that's great. That's the way to do it, So yeah, I noticed that. That's a great way to handle it.
Yeah, and I mean, I've had someone say, "Is Brian not watching chat?"
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And I remember my mod said, "I don't know. I don't think he is." And I was like, "What? I'm always watching chat." So the first thing I did when I got off the stream yesterday, as I'm like, okay, because one thing I don't want to do is I don't ever want to call anybody out. So I just said, okay, if anyone ever ask, am I watching chat? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
But if it's a question that I don't want to address, I won't address it. I'll just not, because I don't want, if it's something that I don't really want to stop the stream. The biggest thing about my live streams is I don't want to stop. Like I hate those moments where I got to stop and do something. I want to keep the stream moving. Because the more stagnant the stream is, the more people are going to drop off. People have short attention spans, so you got to keep the thing going, and that's a big thing. So if it's something that I don't want to just stop the stream to address, then I'm just going to ignore the comment, and then I've had conversations with the mods where they address it on the mod level. And if I'm on an attraction, that's the park's time. That's not my time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think our subscribers and viewers really appreciate that, because nothing worse than when you have a live streamer talking during a ride.
Yeah, no, I do.
In my opinion.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Number 4 kind of goes along with this.
Okay.
So here you go.
What is the most fun of being a good YouTuber, and what is the most challenging?
I think the most fun about being a Disney YouTuber, there's a lot of things. There is the joy in people when they see you at the park. and how good that feels that what you're doing makes a difference to them. So many times, especially during the pandemic, I had so many people come up to me and say, thank you for what you do. Because we were locked up. We couldn't go anywhere, especially in the UK. In the UK, they were like really locked up, or they were. And we were giving people something that nobody, and I don't mean we as in Brian and Amanda, I mean we as YouTubers were giving people around the world something that they badly needed, and that was a getaway to still know that there is normal life going on somewhere.
Yeah.
And to know that you were a part of that is such a special feeling, because hey, we've been through tough situations. I mean, I was in a hospital for nearly 2 months. I couldn't get out. And I would have loved to have been at Magic Kingdom. I would have loved to have been in a million other places than where I was. And, so when these people come up to you at the parks and they say those things, or they email you and just say, hey, you don't even know how much you mean to our family. I mean, it's comments like that that really, really put things in perspective. And even if you're having a bad day, it really makes you feel good about what you're doing. And I think meeting people that watch us at the parks is just the biggest thing, and it's just the greatest thing. And they're just amazing. They're all, I've had people offer to take us to dinner. I have had some amazing, incredible, kind people offer all kinds of things. And honestly, we just love doing what we do. And we feel so blessed to do what we do, to be able to do this all the time like we do. And for us, we love the interaction as much as our viewers do. It's a great thing. And it's so great to get up in the morning, go into chat and see all those faces, or not faces, but those names.
Yeah.
Because those names, remember Cheers? So Dad, you remember Cheers?
Oh yeah.
They go to a place where everybody knows your name. That's our chat. That's the cool thing about our chat. What is the most challenging? Connectivity. I think connectivity is a big challenge. I think I will say, oh man, technology can be challenging at times. So I will say this: if you're doing YouTube and you don't have all the fancy equipment, I will tell you, live streaming is a lot harder than vlogging. I've done both, and I do it with very low-end equipment and not high-end. When it comes to live streaming, there's not a lot of great apps out there. There really isn't. It's something that we all enjoy. We all love watching live streams, but you'd be amazed at how bad the apps are that make those streams happen. They're actually really, really bad. And when they do an update, everything just goes nuts. And then
all over again. Yeah.
Yeah. And it will happen on a day when you are running late and everybody's waiting on you, and you can't get into the app to go live. Yeah. And I will tell you, everybody thinks, oh, you can, once you hit your 1,000 subs, you can just get on YouTube. YouTube app is probably one of the worst. And it's awful. And I like having my my intros. I love having my outros. I like putting the clip up when I fire a viewer. Hey, what other YouTuber is firing their viewers, and the viewers love it? I feel like I'm just getting away with all kinds of stuff. Rules I should not be breaking. And but the apps truly do stink. They're not good. And so there's those challenges. Disney's very, very complicated. I didn't even realize how complicated it really was to do live streams at a theme park, but it's very complicated because you're out walking around and there's just weird dead spots. So that's one thing. Like for me, the dead spot over there walking into Tomorrowland where that popcorn stand is. That is one of the worst spots. Before the 50th anniversary, because right now around Disney World, they're taking down older cell towers and they're putting up 5G. 5G is going up everywhere.
Okay.
The 5G is like smaller towers, but there's more of them.
Right.
So they take down a LTE tower. They're putting up a gob of 5G. There was a period before October where Tomorrowland was a dead zone. I mean, not Tomorrowland. Well, actually, at one point, Tomorrowland was a dead zone.
Wow.
Then it became Adventureland. And for some reason, right outside of Pirates is just a dead zone for me. So I am flying on that scooter to get to where I can park and then get on Disney Wi-Fi, which Disney Wi-Fi is not the greatest because if it's a busy day, Disney Wi-Fi will kill you. And you will be subjected to walking around and filming cavalcades.
Yeah.
On a really busy day. So during the holidays, you may as well go to a resort. You may as well park hop and just show the crowds, which is kind of what I did.
Yeah.
Because getting on attractions, it's going to be your DAS doesn't help you in those scenarios because it could be 3 hours.
Yeah, you're still waiting the same period of time.
Yeah, you're still waiting the same period of time.
Right.
It's a little bit favorable when it's slower. It does help you get on a little quicker, but during a busy time like the holidays, oh man, your DAS is not going to get you on any quicker. Yeah. And so I can't get on rides. I can't stand for a long period of time. So I'm kind of toast in that aspect. So and there's a lot of attractions like Space. I can't take my scooter in there and I can't do a wheelchair and hold the gimbal up at the same time.
Right.
So Space, I have to walk it if I don't have Amanda or Chris.
Yeah, that's a long way to go.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of challenges, lot of challenges to live streaming, and vlogging is 100% different from live streaming because vlogging, you go home, you get the footage, but the job isn't done yet because now you got to come edit it. You got to do it quickly, and you've got to edit it in such a way where people don't, where you're not going to lose them for that short attention span I was talking about earlier. And that's harder, I think, in vlogging than it is live streaming. Because live streaming, you can just move, you can go. But you've got to make sure that maybe that joke you were telling, on the film really hits home in a intro. In a vlog. So vlogging is very difficult. I have after trying to edit that for several months, I have a new respect for editing in vlogs. It is not easy.
Yeah, that is not one of my fun things to do is edit, and that's why we don't do a lot of those.
And see, live streaming, you're there for such and such hours. You go home, you're done. Mm-hmm. But when you're the other thing that's a frustration is ad revenue, because if you walk by a speaker that's playing Michael Jackson Beat It, Michael Jackson has now got all your ad revenue. Even if you're walking by it 10 seconds, you're done.
And I've always wondered, does Disney do that? I mean, do they take?
Is that called copyright though?
Yeah, I guess what I'm wondering, does Disney claim all those copyrights or no?
So for instance, when you're on a Small World, you're going to get hit with all those songs, Zippity Doo Dah, all those songs.
Oh, okay.
Hi Ho on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. You're going to get hit with all Pirates Life for Me on Pirates. You will get hit with all those things, and I think some of the background music you get hit. But ironically, a lot of Disney's content for music is actually done by Universal Media Group or Music Group.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get everything. They nail you for everything. So that's where vlogging is better than doing a live stream. But I'm almost shocked when I do a live stream and it doesn't have copyright infringement. And I'll go to Epcot thinking, okay, well, I won't get copyrighted. And then it happens.
Yeah. You never know, right?
Especially
now they're changing their background musics in Epcot. So
yeah. It's one of the reasons I don't go to SeaWorld anymore, because they blast top 40 music in the background.
Yeah, that's never going to work. Yeah.
And so I can't do food festivals. Even if I vlog it, I have to get the food and I have to try to find some place there's not a speaker. And I think SeaWorld is one of the hardest places to live stream or vlog because of that.
Okay.
What about Universal Studio or Six Flags?
Over at
Same thing.
Six Flags?
Universal Studios or Six Flags probably does the same, right? Because they play more popular music.
Universal does it. It's not loud. It's not blasted.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been at Six Flags because I used to go to Fiesta, Texas all the time, and then we'd also go to Dallas.
Yeah.
I do know they did play a lot. I think it would be difficult to film there. I think it would because now flashing back, I remember listening to some of that music, and I'm thinking, and I remember thinking at the time, man, you get killed on ad revenue.
Yeah.
Universal is not as bad, but you do get. There's a lot going on in there, and that's one of the reasons why they won't let you film on the attractions because that's why they say they won't let you film on a lot of the attractions is because I think it's a lot of content they don't own, like Harry Potter. They don't own that, so they won't let you film in there.
Oh, okay, got it. Right.
Which is, if people wonder why we don't stream from there often, it's because of that. Because I go there, I mean, there's only so many times you can go and ride ET. Show some of the acts that they have there. It was Blues Brothers. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's only so many times you can do that. Show Diagon Alley and all that before it's the same stream every time you go. So when they do HHN or when they're putting out the stuff for HHN, when they're doing Mardi Gras, or when there's a new attraction, boom, I'm going. Of course, my subscribers, you guys might know this, love it when I ride Popeye.
Well, you get soaked, right?
You get soaked on Popeye. Popeye, you may as well just jump in the ocean because you're going to get that wet. You may as well just go right into the Atlantic or the Gulf.
We did Splash this last time, the first time in Magic Kingdom. So this was with everybody, right? And Melissa didn't ride it. Emma and I were in the front, and
I don't know if we filmed it or not.
No, we didn't film that.
Okay, good.
But it was like the two of us were sitting, and someone just turned a garden hose right in our face.
Oh yeah,
it was so much
front
water.
Spot, you're just gonna get nailed.
We giggled and laughed, and it's like this was the best ride ever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I will tell you.
That's right.
I will tell you, on a hot summer day, going to Islands of Adventure and riding Popeye, riding Ripsaw Falls, which is another ride that they have, and the Jurassic Park River Venture, those are three rides that will flat out soak you. And the rest of the day, your clothes are drenched and it's like air conditioning. You're so comfortable, it doesn't even bother you that you're drenched. It's the weirdest thing because it gets so humid here.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I wish Disney had water rides like that. I've said it. I think those water rides at Universal are amazing. They're great. But my following is cool with it being 50 degrees and me getting on Popeye, and I'm not cool with that.
Well, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, you never know. But that one surprised us, and we were just laughing so much because, one thing, we knew that eventually it's going to change. We didn't know when it was going to change and all that, but we had never ridden in the front together. And I think my size might have helped with the splash, but it was still fun. So
I would tell you, it's great having those memories because you have those for a lifetime.
Oh, yeah. All right, you ready? All right, this one we talked about a little bit, but if there's anything else you wanted to add, we can do that. So, yeah, you want to read that one?
Yes.
Okay.
You do a lot of live streams for the Disney parks. Why do you like live streaming?
I love live streaming. I absolutely love it. I love the interaction. I love our subscribers that watch us. I love the interaction we have in our chat. I love how they like teasing me. And, they love me on teacups. They love seeing Chris spin me on teacups. They love me on Popeye. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They love me on the Figment ride because I can't. That Moon Man guy is just I'm really going to get started on the guy.
Right now, Phil.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's like a cat and mouse game we got going on, and it's such a fun thing. And I just look forward to go. I look forward to going out to the park every day. It's like, you know what, we're going to Hollywood Studios. We're going to crash the Falcon. Chris is going to crash the Falcon, right? Or we're going to go to Animal Kingdom, and the wildest place on earth is what I call it, and we're going to ride the Yeti. There's just so much fun to that, and I absolutely love it. And you know, we were talking earlier before we came on about yesterday, because yesterday I was on for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just having the time of my life. I was just, you know, everything was going good. Amanda had a great day. We were at Magic Kingdom. Then we went to Epcot, and we were just having a great time together. And this is what the channel was supposed to be. You know, she's been hurt, and for the last year, and really that day was what our channel really is. That's the place we want to get back to, because that's what the channel was always supposed to be. And to have it happen, I didn't want it to end. I did not want that day to end. If it could have stayed sunny, and we still would be going. It'd probably be 12, 13, 20 hours, whatever. We would have kept going. We were having that much fun. But then you turn the camera off, and then it hits you how tired you are.
Yeah.
True story, because you're on a live and the adrenaline is just flowing. And but the second you turn it off, and then you get in the car, it's cold outside, and you get those heated seats. You sit in that heated seat, and you're like, oh man, I'm done. Oh man, I'm not gonna make it.
Yep.
It is definitely that's when we knew, okay, we took it too far. But it's so much fun bringing the magic to people that can't be there. And we know all too well the Disney hangover when you get back home. And we just want to bring that magic to everybody every single week, 3 times a week. I would do more if I had the energy. I would be out there every single day if I could. I just don't have that energy. one of my biggest things I wish were different is I wish I was younger. But you know,
yeah, it goes by fast. That's for sure.
It goes by fast. But you know, I wish I could have started this when I was younger, and instead of at I think I started this at 47. And now being 50, I wish I were younger, because I think I would be killing it right now. But right now you're just doing what you can do. But the fact that I'm doing it and we are successful is just the greatest.
That's cool.
Such a blessing.
All right. Well, you ready for number 6? Okay. Here's number 6.
You also have a good ability. What kind of good ability do you have, and how does it affect what you do?
So I have a disability, and I have a disease that for many years they didn't know what it was. So I started having issues in 2002, and I was having a lot of problems. I was losing blood like you wouldn't believe internally through the digestive system. Yeah. And nobody knew why. I mean, I'd go to gastroenterologists and they just had no idea. And first of all, it took a while before I went to go see a doctor, because I was scared. I was scared of what they were going to tell me. I was scared it was going to be cancer. I was scared it was going to be all these things. And my boss that I was working for met me at the doorway. She was really worried about me, and she said, "You're not working until you get a doctor's note that you went to see a doctor," because I wouldn't even go. She goes, "I don't care if you can't get an appointment for a month. You're going to get paid. Don't worry about that. But you're not walking in here and doing this job until you've been to the doctor." And it was one of the greatest things I think anyone's ever done. And I remember going to the doctor, being really scared, and then what ended up happening was a family doctor. So then I had to go to a gastroenterologist. The gastroenterologist is like, I don't know, man. Especially after the colonoscopy and the endoscopy, which is where they go through your throat. And I went to the Mayo Clinic. They didn't know what it was. They didn't know how they should proceed. I mean, you go to a place like the Mayo Clinic, and this was in Arizona, the one that I went to. When people like that and a lot of the PhDs don't know what to do or what's going on with you, that is a crazy, sobering experience. Let me tell you, because you're one. I'm a guy that likes to know what's in store for me in the future, good or bad. I just need to know. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, I don't know what's coming up. And so, so the disease I have is called familial. I never say this right, but I'm gonna try, because it's a lot of big words. But it is familial abnormal polyposis syndrome with hypochronic polythymic anemia. And because of this, I've had most of my digestive system removed. And so I get tired really quickly. I get brain fog, and really, really quickly. So back in 2007, I had my colon. Well, so after I went to the Mayo, I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
After I went to the Mayo Clinic, they just went in my colon and removed every polyp. It was carpeted with polyps, and that's what was causing the bleeding.
Okay.
And so they just went in there and just cleaned it out. It gave me 9 months of normalcy again. And then after the 9 months, it was as bad as it's ever been. And so I went to a gastroenterologist, and I said, okay, do I need my colon? And he said, technically not. You don't need it, but here's what life's going to be like. I go, I don't care. If I don't need it, let's get rid of it. Let's put a plan in place.
Yeah.
And so what I'm about to tell you is going to make your jaw drop, but I'm going to tell you this. I went and got the colonoscopy because you have to do that for every one of these before a surgeon will even see it. You got to do all that.
Yeah.
Then I did an endoscopy. At the place that they did it, we found out they were reusing needles, and some of those people were infected with hepatitis, hepatitis C, and some had HIV.
She was asking what hepatitis was. It's like it's an infection, inflammation of the liver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were reusing needles to save nickels.
Oh, you caught it.
No. Luckily, I did not.
Oh.
But I was scared to death I had.
Yeah.
And we didn't know, so we got tested. But at the time, Amanda was pregnant with Chris. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, I got it.
Yeah.
Amanda's got it, and our baby's going to have it. It was one of the darkest parts of my life.
I can imagine.
I got tested, and I didn't have it. And it was like relief. But there were so many people that did have it. There was a mass lawsuit. I don't even know if it ever got settled, but a lot of people did lose their life because hepatitis C is really, really bad, and a lot of them died from that. I dodged a huge bullet. So to say that I am blessed is crazy.
Yeah.
Then I met with a surgeon after all of that drama, and we removed the colon. It gave me about 3 years. And then after that, my stomach was really, really bad, and it became carpeted with polyps. And it was so bad that the hole going to my small intestine was blocked. So every time I would eat or drink anything,
yeah,
I was the food was just coming back up. I couldn't digest anything. So, because my stomach thought it was full, and it was really the polyps, it would try to grab whatever fluid in my body that it could digest, which was causing me massive hydration, which was giving me Charlie horses or muscle spasms throughout my entire body.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of kidney failure. I was bleeding like crazy. So I was having to get blood transfusions every month leading up. And so we had to jump through a lot of hoops to get me insurance, because at the time I was a contractor and I didn't have insurance.
Oh, wow.
We figured that out. I did not qualify for Obamacare, which was right when that was going on.
Yeah.
And luckily, Harris County, Texas has a thing called a sheriff's card, and I qualified for it because I had to quit work.
Okay.
And I nearly died on several occasions before my surgery. And they were able to pull out my stomach, and it weighed 10 pounds when they took it out. Your stomach doesn't weigh 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Mine did. And ever since, they were really worried. They told me what all the risks were. And I said, but if I don't do it, I die.
Yeah.
It's got to go, right?
Yeah.
And so we got rid of it. And my recovery was the best recovery they said they had seen. The surgeon, it was a team of surgeons from Texas University. The doctors were from University of Texas Medical Center. And there was a lot of students working on this. They actually wrote a paper on this.
Oh.
The main surgeon told me that he could be doing this another 30 years and never see anything what I had ever again. I read the paper. I have no idea what any of it means. I just know I lived through it, because I'm reading all these words and I'm like, okay, what is that? What is that? And of course, Amanda, this is what she does. She's like, oh yeah, this is it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
And I felt like Superman. I had all this energy. I had, and I was like, man, I'm good as new. I'm back, you know? And what started happening was, because when you eat food, you absorb it in your stomach and your small intestine. And I was no longer able to do that because I didn't have a stomach. And so I developed what I was saying earlier, short gut syndrome. So I wasn't getting the nutrients out of my stomach, which caused me to get tired really, really quick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I had the same problem all over again. And at that point, it was obvious that I was never, ever going to have the kind of energy I need. So if I'm at the park, so to answer the second part of your question, if I were at the park and I did have a scooter, I could not make it. And there's been times where I forgot the key, or I forgot the battery, or I forgot the chair. One day I forgot the chair. And I either have to go back home and get it, cancel the stream, or rent a scooter. Yeah. I tried to do a stream one day without the scooter, and I couldn't go 2 hours. It's very tough, especially on a hot day. A hot day, I couldn't go an hour. It's tough. Now, people sometimes look at me and they go, okay, well, he gets up, he's fine. It's short term. Sure, I can do it short term, but I just can't do it long term. And the last thing we had removed was about 4 years after that. I just decided I was going to get rectal cancer at some point, because I was having issues there. And instead of waiting until I didn't have insurance, I just went ahead and got rid of the rectum as well. And so all three of those things are now gone. And I live the best life I can. But thank gosh I can do this, and I can keep my mind going. And I'm happy doing what I do. But it does affect me. Thank goodness for DAS. Yeah. Thank goodness for the way Disney has that set up. Thank goodness for my scooter, and thank goodness for people that understand. There are a lot of people that are judgmental, and I know there are a lot of people that are in my situation that have a disability that are kind of embarrassed because of how judgmental people are. And I will say, who cares? You do you. You be you. You don't worry about that. You go to the park, you have the time of your life, and the heck with anybody that thinks you are doing just fine. Because one day, it could happen to them. One day, I mean, you never really know. But you go there, you have a good time, and you don't worry about it. And that's my mindset. People, I have been questioned. I've had people make comments. I've had people come up to me directly at the park. I've had a lot of things, and I got to tell you, I don't care.
That was one of Emma's things early on, and probably still to a little degree, is that her concern is about people that make negative comments or are judgmental about her speech or about anything else, right? People comment on anything just to be that way, whether you have a disability or not.
Yeah.
But,
can I tell you something?
Sure.
This going to be recorded.
Okay.
I was born with a cracked lip and palate.
Yeah, Emma was born with a cleft lip and palate.
So that's why I have a speak issue.
Yes.
Oh no, I totally understand. And I will tell you something, Emma. Don't ever worry about it. You be you. You have one life.
Yeah.
This is the only life you have. Make the most of it, and don't let anyone take away your happiness. That's the way I look at it. You know what? It stinks I don't have a stomach. It stinks that these things happen. But you know what? I'm still alive.
Yeah.
And I'm having the time of my life. And I just don't worry about this stuff anymore. I've got a stoma. And I have it right here. I never showed this, but I'm going to do this just so people understand. There's a stoma right here that I have. And that is something I was very ashamed of. And I don't care anymore. I really don't. I remember the first time they told me I was going to have one of those. And I was mad. I was angry. I go, I can't have that happen to me. And then you get to a point in your life, you just don't care. Your happiness is more important.
Yeah.
And it's a life change. Losing my stomach was a life change. I'm eating something delicious. I have to stop, because if I eat more than a handful of food at one time, I get what we call a food dump, and I get really nauseous, like crazy nauseous. So I eat what I want to eat. People that look at me, they see the stuff that I eat on stream, and they're like, "You're nuts." I'm not nuts. I am living a great life, and I am enjoying every second of it. And I'm going to enjoy life to its fullest. And that's kind of how I look at it.
But see, I mean, I think the thing is, everybody deals with something, and people don't realize, or some people, I think sometimes it's young people, but sometimes it's old people too, or older people. It's easy to judge until you've been there, right? The things that Emma has accomplished with finishing school, with starting, doing her channel, with meeting people, and great questions, and the stuff that she knows, and just the general knowledge. I mean, you tell her something, she remembers. I mean, she is really quick. There's so much, I think, that Emma has, but at the same time, she sometimes gets discouraged because she sees herself as different. And I think the thing is, if we're all honest, we're all different.
Look at Stephen Hawking. What a great, amazing person he was. And he had a huge disability.
Yeah.
But look at the life he led. Most people that have a full bill of health don't live a life that successful.
Yeah.
And you sit back and you look at where he was, and you just look in amazement. It's incredible how he was able to accomplish the things he was able to accomplish. And he had that massive disability. Didn't stop him. I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm going to enjoy my life.
Right.
And you should enjoy yours.
What?
I tell you something?
Okay. Why don't you translate while you do it? Okay.
I remember what Mom taught me earlier.
Okay.
I'm Queen.
Queen.
Emma.
Uh-huh.
There's no sign for of. There's a little. Nope.
Okay. Of.
Special.
Special.
Mhm.
There's no sign for party, but there's no actual sign for fiesta.
Oh, okay. So you're queen of special part. Well, fiesta especial.
Yeah.
Right. And that's one of the things Emma has tried to learn and still learning is sign language, ASL, because she's known a lot of people, right, who have had challenges with speech or who
Yep.
actually have challenges with hearing, right? So they have learned sign language. And that's one thing I think that she would be very, very good at based on what I've seen. And when we went to Candlelight Processional while we were there this past time, we sat just like the last time, both times we've gone, we sit right in front of the interpreter, the sign language interpreter. And to me, it's just amazing to see what she does. It was the same
Yeah.
lady both times.
Yeah.
It was just amazing, and how much that opens the world up to people, because you think, well, I'm going to a concert. If you have difficulty hearing, what are you going to get out of it? Her
Yeah.
expressiveness and everything that she does, I mean, it's a show in and of itself.
Yeah.
And it's communicating at the same time. So it was amazing to me. I was impressed. I said, that's something that you could do one day.
Yeah.
It would be a good idea
Uh-huh.
for my Dylan and the other
Oh,
Christian band
bands, yeah.
to have a ASL interpreter with them.
You could be starting a whole new industry. You never know, huh?
See?
Emma would translate for Skillet any day of the week, I think.
Right.
She loves that band. Oh my goodness. Well, believe it or not, we have been going for an hour.
So, we are can you next.
Well, what I'm thinking is, would you like to cut this one in two, and we'll do a second part? We can continue to record, but we'll kind of split it into two videos.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well, guys,
See, I don't do anything short term. I go long term. That's how I do it.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to tell everybody, hey guys, we're wrapping up for this edition. Be sure to follow up and watch part 2.
Yeah. Hey everyone. This video we'll be doing a part 2 of this interview. So please stay tuned for that.
All righty.
And I'll see you then.
We're back.
And we're back. So that was part 1 of 2. 1 of 2.
Part 2 will start playing automatically tomorrow night.
Right. Part 2 tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern is a premiere on YouTube. So it will play starting at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Yeah.
And don't miss it because it is very good.
Yeah.
It is about the same length. And in that part, Brian talks about their channel some more.
Yeah.
He talks about what he enjoys doing. He talks about their shopping service, which is different than the eBay thing, and that we've used. And they do a great job with, he and Amanda do. And he also talks about his answers to the fun 5 questions that Emma always asks everybody. So like, what Disney hotel resort would you live in if you could? What Disney park would you go to if it's the only one you could ever go to in the future? What would you ask Walt and Roy if you had an opportunity? Every one of Emma's recent videos, interview videos, ends with those fun 5 questions, and you won't want to miss what Brian said. Right? All righty. Well, let's check.
Thank you to Michael Riley for subscribing tonight and for being here.
That's right. Thank you for being here, and for everybody that's been here. If this is your first visit, please let us know in the chat, because we want to get you a virtual on-screen first visit button. But let's check the chat while we got a chance. Dennis says, all the way from Australia, says to be continued.
Yes, I know that means too, Dennis.
That's right.
I'm seeing it on YouTube.
Cool. There's Miss Alma says, hi, sweet Emma. See you tomorrow. Awesome. Yes. Jonathan mentions that Emma is at 390 subscribers. She only needs 10 to get to 400.
Good morning, bro.
And she has over 150 videos on her channel.
Look,
Mary says, looking forward to part 2. It's a good one.
look,
Emma's mom, wow, a skillet ASL interpreter would be frenetic. Yes,
Yeah.
you'd have to move pretty fast to interpret, I think, for skillet. Can't wait for part 2. Awesome. Emma did an awesome job. She always does. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, she does. Great interview. Can't wait for part 2. Hey, Teresa Henry.
thank you, Rika.
I think, are you new?
Are you new,
Because if
Rika?
you are, you get a virtual first, what?
Break it back in.
Yes, virtual
Make like a
first visit
screen
button.
if you haven't done it yet.
So
Rika.
welcome, Teresa. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I missed it. Caught the end.
It's okay, Michael. You can
I
watch
think
part
as,
2 tomorrow night.
As Dole Whip Dad said, who Emma interviewed last week,
Look,
it's hashtag team replay.
look.
Yes, I know you'll catch it because you're always awesome about that, Michael. Emma did an amazing job. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
And disability awareness, disability inclusion. Thank you, Jonathan. Everybody needs to remember that. Heroes Party Services. Hey,
Oh.
welcome, welcome. Are you new? Because if you
Yeah.
are, I think you are, you get a virtual first visit button also.
I think I clicked on.
Thank you for being here.
I think I clicked on.
We'll find out. All righty. Same Emma channel, same Emma time, same Emma channel. Tomorrow night sounds like the old Batman. That's right. Join us.
You mean Adam West?
Yes, the old Adam West. Great interview, Monica says. Can't wait for part 2. Jonathan, congratulations on 150 videos.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And John says that was an amazing video. Yeah, it was only part 1.
Yeah.
Part 2 tomorrow night.
We missed y'all last night at the plane.
Oh, Teresa says, yes, this is my first visit. Thank you for welcoming me.
You're
Well, we
welcome,
always want to do
Teresa.
that. Emma's excited to meet new people and
Yeah.
to have new people watch her interviews. She does a great job. She has interviews with some amazing people, so please check her interview playlist. Tomorrow night, it will not be live. We're recording this tomorrow night
Yeah.
before the premiere of part 2 of Brian's interview from tonight.
Yeah.
But we are recording an interview with someone you may know.
No,
Mr.
it's not Tony Baxter. I look at
It is-
more. It's another Tony now.
Mr. Tony Bancroft, who was a co-director of the original Mulan
From 1998.
and the creator of Pumbaa.
Yeah, gonna be a regular Lion King.
It's going to be awesome.
1994 version.
So
Well-
that one, if you look on the look on Emma's future live streams, you'll see when it's going to be played. But we're recording that tomorrow night. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Secret.
And let's
It's a
see.
secret. Don't spread it like it's a rumor.
Is there a 5th visit button? No.
No, there might no, but there needs to be
But I
none.
tell you what we will do is give you a
I'm
I'm celebrating button, Jonathan, because you're on your 5th anniversary, 5th visit to the
Yeah.
channel. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming in. And yes, Emma, you want to thank your moderators? Who are your moderators?
My moderators are Mike
Klemovich,
Klemovic. I don't like pronouncing your last name right.
Jedi Magic and more.
Can I Magna Moore, aka Patrick,
And
My
the gentleman on the screen now is
Mika Ryan,
Brian's West Coast Disney Adventure, and of course Emma's mom.
no, my mom.
Right.
It wasn't my grandma is.
Grandma says, love the interview and love you guys. Love you too, Grandma.
Love
Or
you,
mom, I should
grandma.
say.
Yeah. Yeah, because she is your mom.
All righty. Yes, you did. You said it right. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, we are thankful that you joined us. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. We'll be in the chat. Don't
Yeah.
worry. We'll be chatting with you tomorrow night, even during the premiere. There is going to be a live chat.
Yeah.
So we will see you real soon. How do you say that? How do you wrap us up, Emma? And here's the brand new closing
Yeah.
coming. So how do you wrap us up?
As always, thank you all so much for watching. Make a like, subscribe, and share it. Share the channel if you haven't yet with your family and friends. Until tomorrow night in the chat, guys. We are real soon. Night, Abby.
See you real
Night,
soon.
everyone. See y'all tomorrow night. Have a great weekend. Have a good Disney World, Brian. Make a cake better, honey.
Oh my goodness. If you're still here,
Lord,
you're awesome.
make her share clothes
See you tomorrow night.
The boys too.
Good night, guys.